Hey, my wandering wanderers. Yes, I am sitting in this chair with this big ass blanket because, like, you know, why not? Um, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about the premise. Most likely, long story short, this video is mostly going to be about like the part 2 of the twin flame construct. Um, And once again, I would like to disclose this with the preface that, um, you know, this information is solely based off of my own journey and my own concept slash construct of spirituality, which is in the concept of returning to myself. Note that all this information that I am gifting is completely and inherently linked to my own experiences, so please take the time to experience this information and discern it for yourself, okay? That being said, just to take a small recap, the premise of this construct, I know. The premise of this construct is to take the time to identify and comprehend how your masculine and feminine energies work together and understand how they co-create your experience. Okay, this is literally taking time to take yourself and understand yourself in 2 different components, or even 4 different components for that matter, and understand how they create slash co-create your own experience, okay? That being said, this is when you're on this journey, or on this journey in this twin flame construct, what's going to happen is you, as an individual, you're going to take time to comprehend how your energies work from an inner world and how they correlate towards your external world perspective. You know, remember, it's that concept of as above, so far below, as within, so without. Your inner world is inherently linked to how you perceive your outer world, and how you perceive your outer world is inherently linked to how you perceive your inner world. That being said, please keep in mind how you correlate these energies are unique to you and only you. How you understand your own conception or misconception of how you perceive the world around you is also unique to how you see the world within you. The next part of this premise of this twin flame construct, thank you, is that you as an individual will be taking time to understand how those energies work from an inner body to an outer body perspective. It's like how your inner body works, but also understanding how your outer body works, or how your external self works in tandem with everything around you. And this in itself is unique to you and how you function. Keep in mind, eventually you will begin to understand how these 2 modalities are working together, which brings a sense of union, because you're going to start to recognize how you perceive things in this scape, but also how you perceive things inside you, and how A and B, you know, correlate and talk back to one another. Act, yeah. Thank you. So when it comes to like the twin flame progress, there is a very strong need to comprehend the inner workings of your intuition, and take the time to really begin your personal progress of identifying your own intuition based off of your own experiences. I say this because I feel like I can't hammer this home like any louder than I need to, but by taking time to understand the framework of your own connotations, this will help fortify your own understanding of your intuition, because your intuition is completely linked to your own understanding of source, and your own source is inherently linked to your own experiences. Okay, so literally your intuition is like you and only you can comprehend that. Like, okay, so that being said, the more you do this, the more you'll start to work on the energies, and the more that things start to add up, and then the more you'll start to realize you have nothing that you have to worry about when it comes to your path, because the more you're on your path, the more your reality starts to shift towards what you perceive your path to be, because what you perceive is, right? And then you're going to start moving towards the lifestyle that you want, the lifestyle that you always desired, the lifestyle that brings you the maximum amount of fulfillment. And then all of a sudden, a divine counterpart arrives, and then that just completely encompasses, complements, and reinforces your progress. Okay, that being said, when it comes to the premise of the twin flame construct, where divine counterparts come in, and actually the perspective of the divine counterparts in tandem with the twin flame construct, because in order to get a divine, it's not that you're going to get them, you're going to like kind of summon them. In order for you to like summon a divine counterpart, you need to take the time to comprehend and embody your masculine and feminine energies. I say this because you are not a part, you are a whole. And until you recognize that you are a whole within yourself by taking the time to understand, your inner world, your external world, and how the inner workings of your physical body and how that projects outwards. Once you understand how all that works together, then you understand what you energetically are. This is like theoretically understanding your energetic signature to a certain extent. And when you do this, you're going to pull in a divine counterpart. Now, please keep in mind, in the context of a divine counterpart, you're going to know who this person is. Why? Because your divine counterpart is an energetic equal. Yes, this counterpart is energetically equal to you. This is why it's heavily important to do the work, the twin flame work. This is why it's heavily important to understand these, I guess in a perception, understand these dualistic type modalities and understand how they work and reinforce themselves together, okay? And this is why you really need to do this work, so that you will understand when you pull in said twin. And literally it's like you're going to you'll end up being this match, and it will summon the counterpart, alright, who is energetically equal. Or if you are, depending on whatever energy that you're in, you're going to become that energy, and you're going to be gravitated towards your divine counterpart, depending on how like you guys are configured. And then the moment that you start to recognize your counterpart, the moment that you start to become cognizant of whom your counterpart may be, this is where the real shadow work begins. Like, this is literally where like things are gonna start like hitting the fan. This is literally where like things are gonna go like full force, like Dark Souls meets like Ninja Gaiden, like shit's gonna get hard, proverbially hard, because like everything that you go through is to help beef you up for what to come. Because you have to understand, in the construct of energy, masculine and feminine energies, especially because, they're two halves of a whole, alright, which means that because that you guys are theoretically and because you are energetically equal, physically y'all are gonna be like opposites. Like, it's like you guys are gonna be opposites to some extent. You guys are probably wondering, like some of you, depending on your journey, some of you are gonna be wondering, why the heck is this person showing up? This person is like not even my type and whatnot. And others of you are gonna be like, fuck, like this person is so out of my league. But you have to understand, like, energy does not lie. I know, like, I'm like over here like, energy does not lie. Like, energy does not lie, because like this person, even though that they may kind of come off as an opposite, they're actually here to compliment you because their energy allows it. So this is why, like, you have to go through the grueling shadow work. This is 10,000 fists in the air. Yeah, like this is kind of like why you have to go through the fire and flames for this kind of counterpart. This is exactly why, like, because like you have to understand, if you truly want this, like, you are going to have to really overcome, like, either you're gonna have to overcome some things, you're gonna have to stand up for some things, you may have to go through some serious shits for it. So it's just like, you have to understand, this is kind of like a no joke, no holds barred kind of experience. And because you have to do the shadow work so you can understand, possibly comprehend from their perspective why, or comprehend from an energetic perspective. I won't say that the perspective is energetically equal, but how both parties perceive the things that they're supposed to overcome, so they understand how that works with one another, is unique to the individuals. Like, this is like when we get to like this component of how like things work, and how, like, because everyone has their own thing, it makes it unique and makes it more harder to pin down. So, like, that being said, this is why I feel like I might be overly getting this point in. My point being is, in the construct of the divine counterparts, like, you're really going to be going through the shits. You're really going to be going through the things, all the boogies in the basement. Like, you're gonna have to go down there and clear out your basement, regardless if you're afraid of it or not. Like, if you want to get, like, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you're gonna have to do it. Like, all, like, and on top of that, like, to keep in mind, this is not just a journey just so you can acquire a counterpart. Like, this is legit, like, you being on your path. So on top of all that, you also have, like, a whole bunch of, like, inner child work that has to be healed or has to be unrepressed, that you have to go through and confirm and deny, so you can stay on your path, so that you can stay on target, so that your divine counterpart can come through when they're supposed to come through. So yeah, not all that glitters is gold. I think a lot of people, I think there's a lot of misconceptions to this part, because yeah, a lot of people want the good and the deliciousness behind it, but not everybody is willing to take the time to do the work for it. 10 of Cups, Ace of Wands. Think about that. Yeah, this is something to be aware of. The foundations behind it, like, I'm just saying. That being said, this is literally the premise of this construct. Understand yourself. Put yourself together. Understand how you function when your self gets put together. Become cognizant of a counterpart. Go through the fire and flames and face your fears. Go through the sucky parts and heal your inner child so you can actually be on your path. And then you can like finish like the summoning process for your divine counterpart, or insert part where you live happily ever after, whatever that means. I hope this information was helpful for you to break down the premise of this twin flame construct and how it theoretically works. I do know that I will be posting a video. It's toasty. I do know I will be posting a video on the work. What does that mean? Not so much as in details of what the work actually is, but more or less, you know, that being like the work in the construct of things that may come up. Obviously, I cannot tell you exactly how to go about your work because your work is unique. The work is unique to the individual, but the things that I will do is to post some of the things that I kind of went through on my own journey, and hopefully that they will help you debunk or really take time to identify components that you may or may not be going through. I think I'm going to do that anyways, but in the construct of twin flames, I'm not sure if I'm going to make another video. There might be another one. Yeah, will I post information about the twin flame progress? I might post like, or I might go back to the monthly readings, and where I would, except for I think the direction I'm kind of going towards is giving I think the best way to approach that might be just doing ascendant readings to help give insight to your intuition that will help develop this component. But even then, those readings are more of like, will be more or less in the context of guidance, you know, guidance so you can help understand how to harvest these things, so you can, you know, understand your modality so you can go do the things that you always wanted to do. But yeah, that being said, I hope this I hope this video is helpful to break down the premise of this. Please remember only to take what resonates with you, and by all means, have a wonderful day.